Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. Today I'm just going to show you some maintenance update that I'm doing. It's now, I don't know, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sun's getting hot. But I just wanted to show you some of the maintenance that I've already done and what I still need to do. I did add, and don't know if you can tell, I did add 2 more bird feeders in that area, 2 brown ones. And the birds are so happy. Filled all 5 of them up because now there's 5. I don't know if you can see it. There's the green, 2 brown ones, the hexagon brown one, and then another regular brown one. See, there's 5 of them now. And I filled them all up, so the birds are going to be coming around. So I'm just going to do this quick video. So here, the raspberries, I ended up putting one of the little green trellises I have that I made right there with a stick, because it was encroaching on the grapes. And yeah, so I had to contain it. And then the grapes, you can see I did a temporary trellis just with the chicken wire. And I tied them up with those white pegs there. Those were white round things. And so now there's more airflow on the bottom, because you need that airflow or you get mildew. And then here is the cantaloupe and watermelon. I did the same thing with this one. I put the chicken wire trellis and I tied them up with that white thing. And on the bottom, it was so full of those vines that I had a bunch of ants, or not ants, spiders in there. Like long, skinny, long-legged with the round body. I don't know if spiders could be poisonous or not, but there was a lot of big ones in there. So this opens it up, allows for airflow, prevents mildew. So these here, if you can see the leaves, those jagged leaves, those are watermelon. And then the rounder leaves in the back is the cantaloupe. And you can see I already have some starting. Where is it? Above that. So right about here, there's a watermelon. And then my 4 o'clocks starting to bloom, but I feel it probably just needs a little more time. It needs more of the sun, the heat. Some plants, they don't thrive unless they have heat. And then the strawberries and the peppermint that are together here. You can see this is the peppermint in the front with the strawberry, and then spearmint in the back, and then there's more strawberries there. And I don't know if you can see, but we got a green one right there. Strawberries are starting. Oh, there's a cluster on the bottom too. Right over there, there's a cluster. So maybe the squirrels aren't eating them all. Maybe we'll get some. So the maintenance on this side was those 2. And I don't think there's any other maintenance other than pulling weeds. Like this one here, I pulled a whole bunch of weeds out of it. And there you can see the chamomile is starting to come back. There's a lot more growth on it. It just needs time. There's a couple of weeds I got to pull, but they just need time, and they will do another harvest. And then here, oh, I forgot to water it. I still got to water it. The tomatoes, I added some, whoops, sorry about that. I added some fertilizer, tied up the branches because they were keeling over into the aisleway. And in some cases, like here, I had to add this bamboo stick right there. And then of course those white rings. And then I added soil because the roots were starting to show. So I put some rock dust and some slow release fertilizer again because it's time. The other one probably is done now. And I added some Miracle Grow potting soil. I can get a big bag for like $12, something like that. So I get a couple early in the season, and so I opened up a bag and I added some on top of all 5 of them. So that was the maintenance I did here. Sorry, birdies. And then here I had an issue with the pumpkin. Now over there, you can see I got some pumpkin going. But their leaves, there was tons of mildew. And because there was mildew on the leaves, I cut out the worst leaves. I didn't get them all. There's still some on the bottom there. Some down there. That one and that one, I think. But I got the worst ones. I cut them out. Now these sticks you see here is because pumpkin is a very long vining vegetable. So what I do is from the pot, it grows up over the trellis I have there, which is next year I'll have to make one. That one's not very sturdy. I have to add a stick to it to hold it, but it's climbing up over that, coming down the opposite side. So the one that went down the back side, I had to weave through the cage to come out the front side. And that's why I have these sticks here. Because as it vines, I've used up probably about 6 feet worth, just it growing up, over, and down. So that's about 6, maybe 7 feet. And then when it keeps growing, it's going to grow along these vines, and it's going to come over here to the zucchini. So I've got 4, so I can have 4 vines coming up. I'm going to try not to have more than 4 vines because too many vines is not good. It's going to smother and get mold. Or mildew, I mean. Also, you don't want more than 1 or 2 pumpkins per vine because it's going to eat up all the nutrients. You would have to be constantly, every week, adding nutrients. And then if you look at the zinnia next to it, it was smothering the pumpkin, so I put a couple sticks there. And then I just noticed the celery is kind of leaning towards the pumpkin too. So I think I'm going to turn that tote around so it's going to lean towards the outside. The maintenance with the zucchini, I cut down all the lower branches. I don't know if you can tell. Maybe over here. Yeah, over there you can tell. Hold on. Right around there. You can see there was some removed. So wherever it's producing fruit, like the zucchini, anything below that point you can remove. And it's a good thing to remove it because if you don't, it's too many leaves because their leaves are so big, it's going to cause, again, mildew. So we remove the lower leaves to allow airflow so we don't get the mildew. Now, I don't know what's going on with this guy. It's not growing very healthy. It is going red already because I do know that a couple of nights now we've had pretty cold temperatures. So, but the others are growing great. So I don't know what's wrong with that one. It has not produced, has not flowered. Leaves are small. Maybe the seed was just too old, or that variety needs warmer weather. And as you know, this year weather has been crazy. We have a hot spell, then it gets on the cooler side, like cold at night, and then it gets hot spell, and then it gets cold at night again. So maybe that particular variety doesn't like it. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on with that guy. Ooh, can you see all the birds on the ground? They're just having fun with all that food. Well, one of them is knocking the food down for the other birds. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell. Okay, let's see if I can see it on the camera. Okay, so if that is the hexagon-shaped one, it's the one next to it. There's a bird on there just splashing all the seeds on the ground. Oh, they're not too sure because I'm here. Some of the birds are okay with me being this close, but some of them, they're just not sure. Yeah, they're gonna fill their bellies today. All right, so now here are the leaves I removed. They're on the ground. I haven't cleaned up yet. Can you see how much mildew? Like that one, that one. There's a bunch of mildew. Oh, that one's really bad right there, that one. It's just full of mildew. And then, of course, some yellow and some dried up leaves. Got rid of them all. So that's what you need to do. Is if it's something that's vining, like, or grows big leaves, like zucchini and pumpkin, squashes, you want to remove the lower leaves, but only, like with zucchini, only what's below the fruit. If there's fruit coming out of a certain part, because they basically vine too, but their branches are very close together, whereas pumpkin, they're far apart, which is why they can travel, you know, a whole bunch, and zucchini doesn't. Zucchini basically builds a stem because their branches are so close together. Well, not really branches, but, you know, stems for the leaves. They're so close together that it's almost like they're building a stem. And so wherever the fruit is, anything below that, remove the leaves. That, even if they're healthy, green, happy leaves, I don't care. Remove the lower leaves, because at some point when it gets really thick and bushy, it's going to start mildew. Sorry, I'm talking about zucchini and I didn't have it even focused. All right, so here, the only thing I changed is I moved the marigold, that skinny long box, from that side to this side because I had to work on the island. All right, but there's nothing here really to do. Now, on the island, the issue also was that borage. So as you can see, I have two metal green trellises in there. You could probably tell by the upper part better. What I did was, any of the borage that was going towards the pumpkin, I took those round plastic clips and I attached them to that green trellis. Now the front part I didn't do. I only did the back part. If I have to, I will put 2 stakes in the front of the pot for the borage, and I will tie a string around the trellis and the sticks, like all the way around, to contain the borage. And I'm actually thinking next year I may put, because look how tall the zinnia is too. This is the zinnia and that's the borage. They're very, very tall. So what I might do next year is put the borage in this corner here, and then put the zinnia in the other corner in the back there, where the tomato and then the zucchini, there's a gap in between. I might put the zinnia there next year, so that the 2 tallest ones are in the corner, so they're still attracting the insects and the bees and the pollinators, but you know what I mean. they won't be smothering anything I put on the island. And then I still have to tie this up, and I still have to Google and find out when those seed pods are ready. I think they go yellow or brown when they're ready, and some of them are turning yellow. So I should probably do that in the next day or two. And I think that's pretty much it. Peas did not do well. I barely have any peas. Oh, talking about peas. Yeah, we just did a circle. Sorry. Hope I didn't get you dizzy. Look at that. Those are the beans. So I need to take that tool off and check if there's any vines that are like 6 inches and start tying them up to the chicken wire. That is the cucumber. And they are definitely, we got a bunch of vines starting, but none of them are long enough to reach the trellis, so I'm not taking the tool off yet. And this is the other bean. Now, I can't remember if I did it the way I wanted. I wanted the yellow one on this side because I figured yellow needs more sun, and then put the green one on that side, thinking that green doesn't need as much sun because of the tree behind me. So I'm hoping that's what I did. And if that is what I did, I may add some more yellow seeds here. Yes, we do have some vines, but not very many. There's maybe 6 vines, which would give me like one nice harvest. So I'm thinking maybe I can put a few more. I don't know. We'll see. That one I'll have to take the tool off soon too, because some of the beans are ready to be tied up. Remember, anything that is vining and you're tying them up, you need to tie them up as they grow. Don't let them grow more than a foot before you tie it. Like when it first grows, I will tie it as soon as it reaches the trellis. And then as it gets taller and taller, I may leave like 10 inches, like not quite a foot, or maybe just a foot. And then I'll tie it again. Or if it's just like 4 inches, but it's kind of reaching outwards, I'll push it through one of the openings, one of the holes in the chicken wire. And yeah, you just gotta make sure you keep tying it on. All right, now this one here, as you know, I got a raspberry there. Now a little history. All along here, there was a few trees here, and I think it went up to here, where this what I think is raspberry is. From there all the way to probably that fence post, and then the corner was empty. So probably up until this fence post right around here somewhere. There was like 2 or 3 trees here. Not big trees, but diameter maybe 2 inches, 3 inches. We removed them all. We dug down 2 feet, removed all of that, including any roots in our way, any trunks in our way. Like, we got rid of all of it and enriched the soil. Now I'm starting to think maybe that's not a raspberry. And I'm sorry I keep going back and forth about it, but there are some leaves on that are round. I checked my raspberry bushes. They're all pointed leaves, and they have that wave in it just like that one does. But none of them have the round leaves, where it looks like this one actually has some round leaves on it. Like if I go closer, I don't know what you can and cannot see, but there are round leaves on it. If any of you grow raspberry bushes and do have round leaves, or know of someone, let me know. Because according to my other raspberry bushes, they're all pointed leaves. Like that leaf, like that up there, like on the top up there. Those are all pointed leaves, and that's a raspberry. But the round leaves, I don't know. This could be a tree that was in the ground and it just took a year or two to come up to the surface. I don't know. So let me know what you think, and if you know, have any advice for me on that. I'm really at a loss. And of course there's a bunch of that prickly weed. I don't know what the prickly ones are, but they can really hurt you. You can start bleeding. And so I don't want to touch it, but I have to remove it. So I think I'm going to put on like gardening gloves with rubber glove over it, or vice versa, and just have like my hands really well covered, and then just go and pull them all. See, there's even one right here, right where the label is, right there. That's the thing. You know what it is, let me know. Those things are so painful, you can't even touch it. Alright, so I think that's it. Let's walk around and see. Oh, the sink area. I did do a little cleanup. And this is something else you got to do during the summer. So I emptied this container that was full of labels and other stuff. Put them in a container, rinsed them off, took them in the house. I have to clean them. So it's now tools there, and there's another one there. It has tools in it. All my containers are nicely stacked after rinsing them. These trays all have to be washed. Those are for my seedlings from inside. That all needs to be washed. Those lids, I'd like to take them in, but I got to clean them first. Yeah. And then of course on top of the sink you got all these pots. 1, 2, 3, 4 piles of pots. 5. There's another one in between there. I have to wash them all out here. So what I do is I take hot tap water from inside in a bucket, and then fill up the sink with it, and add cold water, because out here is only cold water, and put some soap, and then I have my scouring pad, my foam scouring pad, and then I just clean all the pots, rinse it, and then have a bucket nearby or something, anything really. I could use my wagon even if it's clean, and just let it dry, air dry, and then take them in the house for next year. You could soak them in vinegar too. I have done that in the past. I don't always do it. The second sink, the smaller one, I'll put cold water with vinegar, and I will soak it in vinegar first, then I'll put it in the soapy water. Or no, the other way around. Soapy water, and then I'll put it in the vinegar, and then if it's not clean enough, I'll do the soap again, and then back in the vinegar, and then once it looks good, I'll then put it in some sort of container to dry, just for drying. Anyway, so I cleaned that up a bit. Oh, I just realized I have that thing up there, and I have another one down in this pile here. So you can see the black corner there. I should put them together. But yeah, so I did a little bit of a cleanup. And then that's about it. I didn't do any maintenance here. Nothing here needed to be done. My big garden tools are still there, lying up against the garage. Soon I'll be able to clean them and pack them away because I won't need them anymore. And then on the deck, I cleaned this up. So those 3 containers are all the attachments. So this one basically has these guys in it, and then of course a few other things. This one is my clothespins, and of course some other ties and twist ties. And then this one has these things in it, and I've got this to tie things up. I buy these from the dollar store. And then this I need to cut up or shave it and then put it out. It gets rid of mice, and I think it's for mice. Yeah. And then down below is still all that stuff. Oh, there's the Miracle Grow potting soil I brought out, and the bird food in that red bucket. Yeah, so that's still the same. I still got to do my insect thing, but you know what? I think the birds have been taking care of it because I don't see very many. One of my daughters was sitting in the garden, and she was saying that there was a lot of ants. And then here too, nothing new. My pansies, I don't know, half of it died. I don't know why, but it's coming back, so no worries. So I am hosing down that bench so that I can put the stuff from that black shelf, all the fertilizers and nutrients and all that, all in there, insect repellents, they all get stored in there. And then here is still my work in progress. I have not done anything on it. That I want to take the top off because it's just pressed wood with peel and stick paper on it, but it's a black metal frame on it. So I want to take the top off and make a wood one, which I was looking at the wood I have there and there, right there, and then that one. And just thinking, like, I am going to have it with holes like you see on the table there. The wood is just not long enough, so I was just playing around with some ideas because I want to be able to put pots on it, right? So the top side would actually be the bottom side, and the 3 on the bottom here, these 3, would actually go across the top. And then of course this is the antique dresser. They had put veneer over the wood. It looks like a 1x3 and 1x4 wood that they glued together. So I want the wood, I don't want the veneer, and that's what's taking me so long. It's been outside for 2 winters now. This winter will be a 3rd winter. And I know you can use a heat gun, you can use water to peel it all off, but since I didn't have the time to do it, I've just left it out here, and the moisture has been, if you look at it right here, see it's peeling. That's the veneer coming off, and that's what I want, is for the veneer to come off. So, and then of course places like that, because it was a makeup table. See, there's a couple of holes. I'll have to fill that in. The drawers are over there. Some of the veneer came off, the 2 in the middle. The others still have veneer on it. Yeah, so that I will get to. That's an extra thing. I get to when I get to. There's no rush on it. It's just upcycling furniture. And if it ends up out here another winter, so be it. Hopefully next year I'll have time. I'm not gonna panic. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this, just a maintenance update. I got some cleanup to do. and a little more tying up the borage and find out about that pak choi. The fruit garden, I think, is pretty much good to go. Just, regular watering, weeding, fertilizer. That's about it. That's all there is over there, and that's all there is down here where all these flowers are along here. That's all they need. Weeding, watering daily, and fertilizer every couple of weeks. That's it. They take care of themselves. So I'm gonna go water my tomatoes because I put that stuff in, and then it was a light rain, and so I'm like, oh, I can't record, so I might as well do some work. And then it stopped, and it's like, oh, let me quickly grab the camera, so that you can see what I'm up to. All right, so the next few videos, just to give you a heads up, the next few videos will be indoors. Yes, I'm going to do some more work out here, but I spend an hour or two usually in the morning. I'll water, and then I'll spend the next hour or two doing some weeding, doing some trellising, like this and that. It's a little bit every morning, and I really like focusing just on that, so it's really hard for me to record. But I definitely don't mind showing you. I'll probably do an update like once a week, once every 2 weeks, because really there's nothing major right now other than just clean everything up, wash the dishes for the seedlings, the pots and the trays, and just clean up and maintenance. That's it now. So I will give you a regular update, but I am going to be working on craft projects and journaling. As I said on my previous video, I really miss not journaling, so I'll probably do a couple of videos on that, and then I'll go back to sewing and crafting and journaling and that kind of stuff. Like I said, I don't know this furniture if I'm going to do it this year or next year, so we'll see. Right? Whatever I feel like. I do things on a whim. All right, well, I'm going to let you go. Remember to do what makes you happy, and everything else will fall into place. And the reason why that has so much meaning to me is because if you think of it, if you are not true to yourself, how can you be genuine to anybody else? You really need to take care of you first and do what makes you happy so that you can be true to yourself. And then they say everything will fall into place, meaning you'll have friends that have like the same things or similar. You'll have a partner that's similar, or is willing to accept who you are, right? So that's why you have to be true to yourself. You cannot be who somebody else wants you to be. You need to be who you were meant to be. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't know. It's hard to explain. But anyways, that is why that phrase means so much to me, because nobody can hurt you. Nobody can be, people will still be mean, but you have control of yourself. You know who you are. You do you. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard to explain. There's so many scenarios you can use as an example. But anyways, I'm sure you guys understand what I mean. And I just thought that, once in a while I should explain why that phrase means so much to me. So on that note, I will let you go. Please like and subscribe. Comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And share And I will see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.